Hi everybody, it's Beth, and today I'm making a snowman. I grabbed this scarf from Dollar Tree, this white fuzzy sock I got from Walmart, and then I ended up using 3 white balloons from Dollar Tree, 2 bags of sand from Dollar Tree. I needed a funnel, pumpkin colored acrylic paint, this little button I had from Amazon. I didn't end up using it, some black buttons, and hot glue. I started by stretching out the balloons and blowing them up so they will stretch out better. And then I put the funnel inside the balloon and filled it up with the sand from Dollar Tree. So I just kept filling it up and then stretching out the top, moving the sand around so I could fit more. And so once I had it about the size I wanted it, I just removed the funnel and tied a knot at the top of the balloon. And I filled 3 of the white balloons, and I tried to make each one a different size, making a smaller one, a bigger one, and then one a little bit bigger. And the reason I did the balloons was I did not want the sand to be coming out through the sock, and I needed to have separate spacing for each of the little sections of the snowman. After I had each of the balloons filled, I just took the largest size balloon, put it in the bottom of the sock, and then worked my way up till I had the smallest one. Now, I did not hot glue these or anything. The hot glue would just melt the balloon and it would just open back up and sand would go everywhere. You could use some other type of glue that wouldn't melt the balloon, but I just left them loose so I could move them around and manipulate them till I had them in the shape that I wanted them. Once I had them in there, how I wanted them, I just took some twine and tied off the top of the balloons. So just tied a knot around the sock and then cut off the excess sock on the top. Next, I had used one of these carrot buttons that I got from Amazon, but I ended up changing it out for something different because once I had it on the snowman, it was just really too big for the face. So I did end up switching it afterwards, which I'll show you. And then next, I took the scarf and cut off the end of it and then just measured around the top of the snowman to see how large I needed to cut the section. So I just wrapped it around and kind of just measured with my hands and cut a piece of the scarf off. And then I wanted to have a little lip on the hat. So I just hot glued the very bottom of it and folded it over just to make that lip on the hat. And then next I took the scarf where the fold is going to be on the bottom, wrapped it around the top of the snowman where I wanted the hat to go, and then just hot glued it into place. And then I pinched it where I wanted the top of the hat to be, and then just added a little bit more hot glue to make sure it stayed closed. And then just took some twine and wrapped it where I wanted the top of the hat and just knotted it a couple times. And then I cut off the excess, but leaving a little bit up because I wanted to make little tassels on the top. So I just cut little tiny slits in the entire thing on the top so it kind of looked like a pom-pom on the top. And then I took the same scarf and just cut probably about an inch wide and just cut it a nice size length just to make sure I had enough to make a scarf for the little snowman. So I just cut a section out. And then I took the 2 little black buttons and hot glued those on the top section of the snowman for the eyes. And then I took the carrot button and hot glued that under the eyes. But you'll see after I do end up removing it just because it looked way too big on the size snowman I made. And then I hot glued 3 small black buttons down the center of the snowman. And I had originally set out enough buttons to make a mouth, but it just was too much. So I just took a small piece of twine and ran it along the tip of my hot glue gun just to get a tiny bit of glue on it, and then placed it underneath the nose. And then I took my piece of scarf I cut for the scarf on the snowman, just knotted it once, cut off some excess, and then just cut slits in the very bottom of it just to make it look like it had little tassels on either end of the scarf. And then placed my little hat right on top. So then I decided it needed some arms. And I just took this roll of acorn garland from Dollar Tree and cut off some of the wire from it because it was a brown color and I thought it would look really cute and look like little sticks for arms. So I just cut 2 little pieces and then folded the end to make it kind of look like little hands. And I decided not to hot glue them. I just kind of stuck them in the side of the sock, in between the sock and the balloon. And here's where I decided to remove the nose. Just heated back up the glue underneath that button and pulled it right off. So what I ended up using for the nose, I just grabbed this small craft stick from Dollar Tree. It was rounded on the end, so I just cut off at an angle with my Fisker shears. Scissors would work just fine. So I just cut it at an angle so the end of it stayed that rounded look. And then taped it down and painted it with that same pumpkin orange color. And I did 2 coats. And so I thought that was a much better size nose for this snowman. So I just, once it was dry, hot glued it into place. And that's it. I think he turned out super adorable. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.